Morning, guys. Just coming back into the national park and onto the Rockwall trail. I slept really good last night considering the last 2 days that I had. Usually when my body's kind of beat up, I have a lot more trouble sleeping, but that may have been due to the extra naproxen that I took last night. A goal of mine has been to not take any ibuprofen during the day, and so far I've been successful, and that's so that those aches and pains that I am experiencing don't turn into injuries, because injury is what really kills you on trail here. But I have been taking 1 or 2 naproxen every night to help with masking those aches and pains and so that I can sleep better. But last night, because my body was so beat up, I took 3 naproxen, and maybe that's why I slept so good. But hopefully it doesn't have any consequences on my stomach lining today. Birthday to me. Happy birthday to me. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to me. Plan for today is to continue down Rockwall Trail. We're gonna see the 2 awesome spots, the Rockwall and then Helmet Falls. Then we're gonna leave the Rockwall Trail so we can continue heading down to field where Steph is gonna be picking me up for my 0 day. And on that route, we're gonna hit Goodsir Pass, which could have some pretty awesome glacier views from there as well. And just like that, we've hit the rock wall. I haven't even had a chance to finish my breakfast yet. From a pure rock perspective, I think we've seen some bigger rock walls, but the fact that there's a glacier right at the bottom going through the valley just makes it that much more spectacular. So when I first saw it, I was like, really, that's the rock wall? I thought it'd be bigger. But now that I'm looking at it again, it's truly magnificent. I think this is the most my body has hurt going into any 0 day, which makes sense. It was a tough week, but the weeks are only going to get even more difficult because I only have 1 more 0 day in Jasper after this one, and that's to split up 18 days on trail. So it's going to be 2 8-day stretches, which is going to be really mentally tough, and those aren't easy days. Like, as much as I touted this pass section as being the hardest, there's going to be some really tough days, and these next sections are just more wild than anything else. So it's going to be, yeah, things are only going to get more interesting from here. And here we have Helmet Falls. It's pumping. If you want to, you can actually, there's a trail that goes all the way to the base of Helmet Falls, but we're not going to be doing that today. We're heading to field. As we head off the Rockwall Trail and up to Goodsir Pass, I just want to mention that today is not a cakewalk into town. It's still a 40-kilometer day. It's raining, everything's wet, and this trail that we're taking in order to get to field is much less maintained, a little bit more rugged, and through a wildlife corridor. So I'm going to have to be on my toes with calling out and making sure I don't have any bear encounters. We didn't get any great views from Goodsir Pass, but there's some epic glaciers behind these trees. Hoping at some point on the trail it opens up and we get a good look at them. Just a peek of a tiny part of a glacier and then a giant cascade. The entire valley is filled with them, but I can't see anything yet. This is what I was waiting for. Thank you, Avalanche Path. Giant mountains, epic glaciers, and then tons of little cascades coming off the glaciers. If you like glaciers, then go check out my Berg Lake trip video, because that has some epic glaciers. Oh, she is slippery. Not a bad view that this cabin gets. As we walk out the last little bit of trail here, I was thinking about how I've been thinking a lot about the last day and days coming up and kind of just looking into the future a lot on the trail. And I for this next section, I'm gonna really try and just kind of live day by day, live in the moment, not be thinking quite so much about the end of the trail, because who knows even if I'll make it to the end of the trail. Stuff happens, right? So I'm just gonna think about enjoying each and every day, because I think it's something that's been a little bit distracting for me, especially this last section, is just having that end goal in mind. And while it's good to have a goal, it's also important to live in the moment.